Hi guys, I want to make another video that reveals some new information that I have about the generator rotor cover and the best method of getting this rotor cover removed off of your bike. And all my components right now are off the motorcycle, so it'll actually make it pretty convenient to show what's going on here. I've had theories of my own as to why this thing is so hard to remove. You know, guys post all the time about how they've strip their threads trying to get this thing off and that nothing will get it off. I had a friend of mine, Peter, come over. He's a machinist, and he told me what's going on here and explained why exactly this thing is so hard to get off. So let's first show how it all goes together. You've got your stator coil and then the generator rotor cover go together, and this stator coil is held inside this rotor cover, and there's some magnetic force here. And then this rotor cover slides on to the end of the crankshaft and then is bolted in. So whenever the crankshaft spins, the generator rotor cover spins. It's held on by this rotor bolt, which threads into the end of the crankshaft and then torques down. Now, why is it so hard to get off? Well, it's not because of magnetic forces. The reason this thing is so hard to get off is, notice that the end of the crankshaft is tapered. And notice there are some wear marks here. Well, it's tapered because this inner portion of the rotor cover is tapered also. In fact, these mate together. These two tapered surfaces mate perfectly together. It's that tapered surface that makes this rotor cover so hard to back off and remove. Once it gets worked on here and torqued down with its holding bolt, it is a bear to break loose. In fact, the best bet for breaking this thing loose and getting it to pull off is to kind of apply some shock in here and try to get this thing to work its way off. All right? It has nothing to do with the magnetic force of the stator. Now, the factory procedure is that you get a holding tool that inserts in a couple of these holes and acts as a wedge so that this thing will not spin. And then you take a bolt which screws into the inner portion of the rotor cover. You keep screwing this thing down until it comes into contact with the crankshaft. And then as you continue to spin this bolt, what's supposed to happen is this rotor cover is supposed to be spun off, so that this thing acts like a push rod. The problem is with these mated surfaces glued together, there are times when you will take this bolt and torque it down and it will not pop it off. Right? Now, the best way to get this thing off is use your bolt, but don't use a big breaker bar, use an air ratchet. And what is really nice about this air ratchet is that as you're spinning this bolt in, this air ratchet is sort of ratcheting and shocking this assembly. And when this thing torques all the way down, what I found in my experience, I probably pulled this thing off half a dozen times or so, it doesn't always pull it off the first time. This bolt will ratchet down, hit that crankshaft, and occasionally nothing. It'll just go pop, 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 pop. All right, at that point, stop, back your bolt back out, and then hit it again with the air wrench. Keep hitting it so the bolt keeps coming in and slamming up against that crankshaft in, and it's that shocking force that's going to be the thing that breaks these mated surfaces and allows this rotor cover to be backed off. All right, use your air hammer, put the bolt in, back it back out, put it back in again. That should be able to get that thing off of there. That's going to be your best bet.